Welcome everybody to the October newsletter video. We're on a great streak here. We're learning a lot from you as investors, giving us great feedback. We continue to want to give you great information as you hold your long-term investment. And as you know, last month we talked about level 1, level 2, and level 3 turnover costs. But this month we said, how do we build on that idea? How do we reduce your costs when it comes to turnovers when you have move-outs? And what we've come up with in the past is a preventative interior maintenance and an exterior preventative maintenance as well. But we only see your property in doing that 2 times a year. So how do we put more eyes on your property? Well, we came up with this idea of going out to your property quarterly. So we don't need to do an extensive preventative maintenance every time we go, or we don't need to do an extensive exterior maintenance every time we go. How do we do something that's less costly to everybody, but gets the job done? So, of course, we're not inspectors, but we're property managers, and we want to assess your property and make sure we find anything that's out of the norm. I also think it's going to go a long way with the tenants, and they're going to know that we're watching. They're going to continue to take care of your property. So if we go to your property right now for preventative interior maintenance 1 time a year and exterior preventative maintenance 1 time a year, that means we're seeing your property 2 times a year every 6 months. What we want to do is insert in the middle of that 2 assessments that are going to be done by a full-time person going around and visually stopping by your property, seeing it, understanding, call it a 20-point assessment or a quick survey of your property so that we know it's being taken care of. So we're gonna give you more details of that on paper, but I wanted to give you a good idea of how we continue to build and improve on property management and making sure we're looking at your property a little bit closer and a little bit more detailed. And then we're gonna take all that information as we go out and see your property and communicate it to you through the owner portal. So you're gonna get this quick assessment, you're also gonna get some pictures, and you may get some suggestions on, we saw that the fence panel was down at your property on this month, so do you want to make that repair? This way we can help each other making the right decision. In addition to that, we also want to talk about the market a little bit, right? We're going into the last quarter of 2018. Very exciting times here in Orlando. As we go into 2019 and even 2020, I mean, let's think about it. We're a long-term investor. We want to always be planning a year or 2 ahead. What does it look like in Orlando, and how do I continue to look at my investment from a big picture macro perspective? I think that I get asked this question, what's the direction of the market, all the time? And I think that in the past, we could make a lot of blanket statements. Hey, there's a lot of foreclosures in 2010. Hey, the entire real estate economy is starting to correct itself and appreciate again in 2014, 15, 16. But as you get into the 2019, 20, 21, I think that you have to be very knowledgeable, micro real estate economics, local specific economics. We cannot make blanket statements across the US as we go into a more traditional market. You're gonna see California is gonna have big pops and they're gonna have kind of some drops there. In a market like Orlando, we're not going to see big jumps like this because we are strong in our economic growth. We deserve a natural growth is what it's called, where population growth is happening organically. Take, for example, in 2001, we had about 1 million people in Orlando Metro, and in 2015, we measured about 2.1, 2.2 million people. That's about 1 million people in growth. Not to mention the tourism here has been growing dramatically, where we are now the #1 visited city in all of the United States at a little bit more than 70 million people per year. So the economic growth is happening here. Together with that, when people move here, the job growth is happening. Business is now growing. And so you're gonna see that rents start to grow as well. You're gonna see that people start to get paid more, and when all those things come together, it drives the value of your property up over time, and it drives the rent value of your property up over time. So if we can take that in combination with our idea of keeping your costs down or reasonable to what you should be spending, this combination is gonna make it a great long-term wealth builder for you. So these are our goals. We hope our goals match. If you have any additional questions or you guys wanna chat with us, please reach out to us. We're always here for you. Have a great one.